welcome to another Vlogmas video. Today is Thursday the 10th of December and I absolutely cannot believe that we are now only 15 days away from Christmas. December is going so quickly and I don't really know how to feel about it, but one thing that is constant and my favourite part about December is of course the T-Vent calendar, which is upside down, the T-Vent calendar. So without further ado, let's jump into here's the tea and find out what is behind door number 10. I feel like I'm on a game show the way that I announce it, but it is genuinely like the most exciting part of my day. Okay, number 10, let's do it. No, what is wrong with them? Cold brew, why do they hate me? So we have a lychee and rose cold brew tea. I really do feel like I'm being personally attacked right now. I'm making this as a hot brew tea, as always. I'm not a crazy person. Obviously not going to drink a cold brew tea in December. Why would anyone want to do that? That just seems ridiculous, but let's see what this tastes like. Okay, tea has been brewed and this one is the first one of the teas from this advent calendar that smells more like a perfume or like body wash than it does a tea. It's the smell of rose is just really, really perfumey and a little bit overwhelming. But there is like a kind of tangy, lychee undertone I'm hoping will taste nice. Either way, let's give it a go. Oh, it does taste a lot more lychee than rosy. That's actually quite nice. I was expecting this one to not have a lot of flavour because I didn't think that rose was going to give it much flavour, just a lot of smell, and then I wasn't sure how strong the lychee was going to be. But no, that's actually quite nice. Definitely got like one of the stronger flavours of the fruity ones that I've had. Again, it's definitely one of them ones that I probably wouldn't buy because I'm not a crazy person and I'm not going to buy cold brew tea, but actually made as a hot tea, it's not too bad. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. Not ill, just a little bit run down. I think it's a combination of the fact that I am so cold and also really tired. But I'm just on my lunch break now from work for the day, so I'm just sitting here with a cup of tea and also my trusty hot water bottle that has been keeping me company basically all throughout autumn and winter, and it is literally my lifesaver. It warms you up so much more than the radiators do, and obviously you save a bit of energy as well by just filling this up with hot water instead of turning on the heating for the entire house, so it's a win-win. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of lunchtime reading. So without further ado, let's introduce the book that I'm reading today. If you watched my last vlog, you will have seen that me and my friend Em from the channel A Little Writer Em, I will link her down below, and we're doing a book swap. So I sent Em a copy of The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold, which is a book that I think is incredible, and Em hadn't read it yet, and then she sent me a copy of a book which I unboxed in the last vlog, so I'll insert that clip here just in case you want to see the utter delight on my face when I open that package. I'm currently sat with this box or parcel from Amazon and I have no idea what it is, but this is the book that I'm going to be reading throughout this reading vlog, so without further ado, let's find out what I'm going to be reading. It's a hardback. Ooh, Writers and Lovers. Who did I see? Oh, I saw Noelle Gallagher talking about this in a vlog, I'm sure I did. And she seemed to really like it. What's it about? Casey has ended up in Massachusetts after a devastating love affair. Her mother has just died and she is knocked sideways by grief and loneliness, moving between the restaurant where she waitresses for the Harvard elite, and the rented shed she calls home. Her one constant is the novel she's been writing for 6 years, but at 31 she is in debt and directionless and feels too old to be that way. It's strange not being the youngest kind of adult anymore. And then one evening she meets Silas. He is kind, handsome, interested, but only a few weeks later Oscar walks into her restaurant, his 2 boys in tow. He is older, grieving the loss of his wife and wrapped up in his own creativity. Suddenly Casey finds herself at the point of a love triangle, torn between 2 very different relationships that promise 2 very different futures. That sounds so good. But the book is, of course, Writers and Lovers by Lily King. I did manage to read about 56 pages of this book in the last vlog, but didn't make it very far. There's still like about 300 pages left of this book, and this is going to be my focus throughout this reading vlog. I'm definitely enjoying this book, and it seems like my kind of book. It's definitely on the strain of like contemporary literary fiction. We have a protagonist who is like intellectual, she's an author, but she's also dealing with some difficult circumstances in terms of grief, romance, personal situations, and all of that kind of stuff, and I think it's going to be a great book. So I'm going to do a little bit of reading of this on my lunch break. Surprise, surprise, me again, back with something else very exciting, which is an unboxing. Now this box just arrived and I was at first extremely confused because I hadn't ordered anything from the company that this box was, but then I realised that it was just an old box that had been used to repackage something, and that is a Christmas present. Now usually I'm the sort of person that waits until Christmas or until my birthday or whatever the event might be to open the presents. However, this box has come from the wonderful Meg from the channel Pride and Fiction. I will link her down below, and she is, as well as just being an all-around incredible person, a very talented baker, and she has said that she's included some foodie items in here that won't last until Christmas. So with that being said, I'm going to give myself an early Christmas treat and see what the lovely Meg has packaged inside. So without further ado, let's dig in. She says, whilst not being even able to peel the sellotape off. I'm inside. Oh, Meg, you always package things so beautifully. First of all, we have a Christmas card. Oh, she also says everything in here was bought either from a small business or made herself, which is so sweet. Oh, that's so cute. It's a Christmas cloud holding a hot drink. Oh, thank you so much, Meg. I fully am manifesting that 2021 is the year that we'll actually be able to meet in person, because of course, just couldn't happen this year, could it? Ooh. I know you don't really use bookmarks, but I thought I'd make you one for when you do. It's always handy to have because when I borrow other people's books, then I feel obliged to use bookmarks. Oh my god, if this isn't just me and a bookmark, how gorgeous is that autumnal design? I love it. This will definitely be my go-to bookmark for when I do. And then when I said that Meg packages everything beautifully, this is what she's done. So they're like packaged in like brown paper, and then she said, I thought I'd introduce you to another of my favourite authors. Her second book is my fave, but I think you should start with this one. Let's find out. Ooh, I love the cover. When God Was a Rabbit by Sarah Winman. This is a book about a brother and a sister. It's a book about childhood and growing up, friendship and families, triumph and tragedy, and everything in between. More than anything, it is a book about love in all its forms. That sounds absolutely fabulous, and I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but just the feel of this book and the style just screams me, and I think I'm gonna love it. So thank you so much, Meg. I don't even know what this one could be. Wow! My first ever book sleeve! Oh my god, I love it. This is so cute. Meg, you are one of a kind, I swear to God. And then, what does it say? As promised, I finally got around to making me vegan crownies. Crownies are, I think, a mixture between cookies and brownies. And like I said, she is a talented baker, or so I've heard, so I'm actually yet to officially try anything. I'm so excited about this. Oh my god, no way. These look so good. So it's got like a layer of cookie dough and then a layer of brownie. What a treat. Let me try it. Oh my god. Wow. I need to go make a cup of tea immediately to enjoy the rest of that crownie. Wow. Thank you so much, Meg, and I hope everyone else that you enjoyed seeing what she got me for Christmas. This was so much fun. I love literally everything. Well, there I was yesterday thinking that it was 15 days till Christmas, but as it turns out, Christmas has come early because Taylor Swift has dropped a new album. Oh my god, did anyone see this coming? I really don't think so, because Folklore was so good, and this isn't even like a new like era album. It is a follow-on to Folklore of the same style. It's called Evermore, and I'm going to be listening to it this morning. It dropped at 5 AM my time. The official release was like midnight Eastern time, which is 5 AM for me, but I'm doing a 24-hour readathon tonight, so I didn't actually wake up at 5 AM to listen. It's now about like 9 AM and I'm so ready to listen to it, but of course I need tea and snacks, so let's jump into today's tea event calendar. I'm like hoping and manifesting something pepperminty today, but who knows what we might find inside. Today is the 11th. Number 11. Says a happy tea, uplifting tea with lemon balm. Helter-skelters, hot air balloons, kites and pandas. According to Team T-Pigs, these are the things that make us happy. If you don't have a kite or a panda, try this uplifting blend of turmeric, apple and lemon balm. Historically drank to improve mood and reduce anxiety. Good if you're feeling a little grumpy. Well, I'm not feeling grumpy, but maybe that'll make it an even more uplifting tea. But either way, not minty. However, there was a tea on like day maybe like 3 that was like a calming tea that had lemon balm in, and that was really nice, so I'm feeling good about this one. I am truly treating today like Christmas. I have my Christmas Day breakfast, which is crumpets topped with loads and loads and loads of Biscoff spread. That is just my ultimate Christmas Day breakfast every single time. I love it. And I of course have my tea. So this tea smells divine. It does have a really lemony scent, which I love. So let's give it a taste. That is so yummy. I love lemon balm, as it turns out. Didn't know that about myself before, but this tea event calendar has, if nothing else, shown me that I am actually a big fan of lemony teas, so I'm definitely going to enjoy this one. Going to enjoy my Christmas crumpets and, of course, have my laptop with me. I have Taylor Swift's new album ready and I'm going to listen to Evermore by the Christmas tree and get super festive and just have the best day of my life, essentially. So let's do it. That one was so good! I have listened to 6 songs, so the first 6 songs on the album are Willow, Champagne Problems, Gold Rush, 'Tis the Damn Season, Tolerate It and Nobody No Crime. And definitely of those 6, my favourite was definitely Nobody No Crime. That was so good. I love the country vibes and it's just like, I think my favourite thing about Folklore as an album was the like storytelling songs that really like play out a full narrative, and I just absolutely love that, and this song was definitely one of those songs and I loved it. It was also a collab with Haim, which was nice, but I think it was, yeah, the combination of the like country vibes and the story that the song was telling that was just so compelling, and I love it. So I am done with my cup of tea from the tea advent calendar. It was so nice, definitely one of my favourites from the month so far. I'm gonna go make a second cup of tea and then get back to listening to Queen Taylor. Listening to Happiness, and there was just a quote, "I hope she'll be a beautiful fool." Is that in reference to the Gatsby quote where Daisy has her daughter and then she says, "I hope she'll be a fool, a beautiful fool," all that kind of stuff? I'm like, that sounds a bit Gatsby-esque. Any thoughts? Okay, the journey is nearly over. I'm just about to press play on the final song for the album, which is my most highly anticipated one. It is Evermore, which is in collaboration with Bon Iver, and my favourite song from Folklore is Exile, which is also a collaboration with Bon Iver. So I've got high expectations, high hopes, and I am excited and also nervous just because I don't want to be disappointed, but equally I don't think I will be. But either way, let's give it a listen and conclude the Evermore experience with Evermore. amazing as predicted, but it was very different than what I expected. It started off very, very slowly and it feels like a very wintry, like ethereal, just like mystical or whimsical song, and then you get like a classic Bon Iver bit where it's like quite high pitched and it gets a lot faster paced, and then it slows down again, and basically it was incredible. So without further ado, let's go through. So there was actually only 15 songs on the album. I thought there were 16, but it was because Willow is on there twice, one as a music video, like the official music video, and the other one is a lyric video. So there were 15 songs, and I'm going to try and narrow it down to my top 5. So I've been writing them down as I go. So without further ado, let's go from number 5 to number 1. Okay, give me a second. Okay, in number 5, I can't decide. Let me just give me a second. 5th place, long story short. I liked that one. It was quite fast paced, definitely a bop. Number 4, Champagne Problems. I really liked that one because again, it was like a very much story focused song, which I really liked. Number 3 is Ivy. I just thought that was really beautiful. I'm a big fan of like slow paced songs and that one was beautiful. Number 2 is going to be Evermore. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I knew this was going to be one of my top songs because I just love the combination of Taylor Swift and Bon Iver together. I think all of those voices combined are just so beautiful and the style is just incredible. So that is 2nd place. And then the top song is, of course, Nobody, No Crime. That was by far the standout song from this album, and from what I've seen on Twitter, that seems to be an opinion that a lot of people are sharing because that is just such an incredible song, such a cool story, really cool country style, and just generally an amazing song. So those are my thoughts on Evermore. I had such a fun time with this one. Em is a massive fan of Taylor Swift, like a big fan. I enjoy Taylor Swift, but I think Em is like a next level super fan. We're recording the podcast on Sunday for our episode that will be going out next Wednesday, and I think we're just going to be doing a deep dive into Evermore. So if you're interested in both of our thoughts on it and hearing what Em's favourite songs are and hearing us just explore what the album is all about, then definitely go and give that a listen. That will be out on Wednesday the 16th of December. Good morning guys, it is now Saturday. I'm actually currently in the middle of my Cozy Christmas 24-hour readathon, which is a readathon that I'm doing in collaboration with Penguin Platform. The vlog for that one is going up on their channel, so I will talk to you about the books that I read for that readathon later on once it's finished, but it wouldn't be a Vlogmas vlog without the tea event calendar, and I of course wanted to keep that for you guys and this vlog. So without further ado, I'm going to make day number 12's tea. I can't believe it's already the 12th of December. We have number 12. Ginger, yes, that sounds so delightful right now. Obviously, as you saw from yesterday's tea, I absolutely love lemony flavours. Ginger gives it like a nice warming, spicy flavour, and I think this is going to be a delightful tea. So I'm going to make a cup of tea, obviously. I'm going to make some breakfast, and then I'll catch up with you with a reading update for writers and lovers, and of course my thoughts on this tea. This tea smells so zesty. I absolutely love it. I think the reason I love lemon tea so much, aside from the fact that I just like the flavour lemon, is that they smell and taste strong, whereas as you'll have seen from my reviews of some of the other more herbal fruity teas, it's not that I don't like the flavour, it's just I'm always disappointed by how weak the flavours are. Like, they can have a really strong smell and then not really taste of anything, whereas I generally find with lemony teas they smell strong and they actually really come through on the flavour. So lemon and ginger tea, let's give it a try. Delightful. It is literally, like I said, the exact perfect combination of a zesty lemon and warming ginger spice, and I love this flavour combination. It's so good. So without further ado, I have a reading update for you on Writers and Lovers. I've obviously done this book swap with Em, and I'm now about halfway through this book and really enjoying it. I knew that I was going to like this one. You know when you just get a feeling about a book and then it turns out to be true? That's exactly how this book has gone for me so far. We have our main character Casey, who essentially is at a little bit of a difficult crossroad in her life. She recently came out of a short but quite intense relationship and still has feelings for the guy that she was in a relationship with before. She also has recently lost her mother, so she's dealing with grief. She's not in a job that she likes. She doesn't have a great financial situation. Her health isn't necessarily wonderful, and she's also writing a book but kind of feels a little bit lost in the direction that she's taking with that as well. So she's feeling lost and not necessarily optimistic about a lot of areas of her life. And then she ends up meeting two different guys. One is a guy called Silas. He's a writer and he's kind of a little bit flighty and doesn't seem like the most reliable character at this point, at least. And then she also meets Oscar, another writer who is a widow, has two young children, and feels a lot more steady and like he could be a great relationship option. But she really gets on with both of these guys, and I feel like she's at a bit of a difficult situation again in figuring out which direction she wants her life to go in. They're of course both writers, so there's kind of a connection there, but she kind of has to sort of decide between like stability and fun, I suppose, and it's going to be, I guess, quite a difficult choice because she has to figure out what she wants to do with her life in order to decide which romance she wants to go for. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm hoping to finish this one this evening. I'm obviously doing the Penguin Readathon currently, so I'm not going to be reading this one, but the Readathon finishes at 8 PM, so that's basically what I'm going to do as soon as the Readathon finishes, get started on this one. So I'll catch up with you later on. So my Readathon with Penguin platform is now over. The vlog for that is going to be going up on their channel. I don't know the exact date that it'll be going live just yet, but I will of course let you know once it does. And probably for the first time ever after finishing a 24-hour readathon, the first thing I'm going to be doing, and basically the main thing I'm going to be doing for the rest of the evening, is more reading, because I'm going to be focusing all of my attention on Writers and Lovers and reading as much of this book as possible. But before I jump into that, I wanted to give you a brief overview of what I did read for the last 24 hours. I won't dive into all of my thoughts because, like I said, they'll be in the vlog, but I did manage to finish 3 books today. So I read Date Me Bryson Keller by Kevin Van Wy. I read the collection of festive short stories called Let It Snow by John Green, Lauren Miracle and Maureen Johnson. This was a reread for me. And then finally I read One Day in December by Josie Silver, which was my favourite book of the 24 hours. Loved this one. So that was my last 24 hours. Now let's dive into the next several hours of reading and seeing how far I can get through Writers and Lovers. Hey guys, it is now first thing on Sunday morning, so first thing that it is literally still dark outside, but last night before going to sleep I did manage to finish Writers and Lovers. I was very surprised because I thought I was going to have to split it between last night and this morning, but I actually managed to finish it last night. The last half of this book went so quickly in my opinion. I can't believe how fast it went. I really did think it was going to take me longer to read, but it didn't, and I was obviously very happy with that. But by the time I finished it I was very ready to go to sleep after doing 24 hours of reading and then a little bit more reading. But it's morning time now. I've processed some of my thoughts, although there is so much to say on this book that I don't think I could ever fully comprehend all of my thoughts, but I wanted to give you a little wrap up before I finish off this vlog. The thing that I think is really interesting about this book is it's a book where not that much happens. Like, we just kind of follow Casey, the main character, around her day-to-day life, and yes, she's going through quite a lot of crises and she's sort of at quite a few different crossroads where she could take herself in so many different directions. It's also not a particularly dramatic book or an action-filled one, and yet it's super compelling because of how complex all of the characters are, as well as all of the characters' relationships with one another. Now, I won't say exactly what happened at the end of this book, but I will say I was actually kind of surprised by how the book went in terms of some of the decisions Casey made. Not that I thought that they were the wrong decisions, but at the point of the book that I was at the beginning of yesterday, so about halfway through, versus where we were at by the end, it definitely took me on a journey that I wasn't expecting. I also realised I did make a mistake slightly. I thought that both of the guys that Casey was interested in, so Silas and Oscar, were both older than her, whereas actually only Oscar was older and then Silas was her age, and I feel like Silas kind of represented someone quite similar to Casey in that he was dealing with a few issues and didn't exactly know where he was going, whereas Oscar is like the older family guy and he's like more dependable and offers more of a like structured future for her. And so she has these very different options, and it's really interesting to see like the journey that she goes on in making her decision as well as pursuing her own dreams. Another thing that was quite intriguing about this book was the way that grief was something that was used to connect characters. Both of the men that Casey was interested in, plus another guy that she had previously been connected with, all had the shared experience of grief that she was currently going through, because she had obviously lost her mum recently, and all of the men that she seemed to be connected with and that she was interested in also seemed to be going through grief, which I'm not entirely sure what that means in terms of like intention from the author, but it was interesting to see how, I guess, your personal circumstances kind of attract similar things into your life. And it was just quite interesting to see how she seemed to be attracted to people who could relate to the pain and struggle that she was going through. Now, this comment is less applicable to me because I'm obviously not a writer or an author or anything like that. However, this book does have quite a lot of technical writing information. It talks a lot about the process of writing, the struggle of making your novel into a success, the process of submitting to agents and trying to find someone to represent your book, revising, editing, all of that kind of stuff. And it was really interesting to get an insight into that. And it's obviously very clear that the writer, I think, has drawn on some of her own experiences perhaps, and has obviously brought the reality of what it is to write a book into this book and into her character, who's also a writer. And I do think that because this is obviously a book that's written by an author, there's an authenticity to that exploration that I think is really nice. And whether you are also a writer and can probably appreciate it from the perspective of having experienced those things, or you're a reader and therefore you can appreciate it from the perspective of someone who can enjoy the work after all this hard work has been done, I still think that the way that writing is explored in this book is a really interesting part of the narrative and definitely adds to the story and to Casey's character. So with that being said, as I mentioned, this book is a book swap with Em. I sent her a copy of The Lovely Bones and her vlog is going up today as well, so I will link hers down below so you can go and check it out, see all of her thoughts on the book that I sent her. We're also both discussing our thoughts on the books that we swapped in our podcast episode that will be going up next Wednesday, the 16th of December. So if you've read this book, I'd love to know your thoughts. Definitely share them with me, and if not, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you enjoy literary fiction, because this book was just everything that I enjoy about that genre. With that, I'll bring this vlog to an end because this needs to be up today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.